But when you're just first time founder, bro,
Don't try to change the world.
don't
Just try to make some money first, survive, build some stability, and then you can dream bigger, right?
When you try to change the habits, it's really hard to break the habits. Like there's like
It's so hard.
addictions.
The problem has to be painful enough to drive changes.
You're making $10,000. I'm gonna help you make $20,000. But you have to learn something new. It's like fuck you.
Right? So
Wait. We're not replacing anyone. Disclaimer: we're not replacing anyone. People will become afraid of us. I can build 5 startups in 12 days. Hello, welcome back. Today we are with the most diligent, the most beautiful, the most handsome, the most sexy, and the most smartest person on the planet. And his name is Furkan Ali, of course. And we have also Pohim as well. We have also Pohim in our podcast. Welcome to the Doers podcast.
thank you. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to talk with you.
Yeah, so a bit of a background. Pohim is one of my best friend. He's the greatest brand marketing guy, and he does his specialty lies in brand marketing and promotions and all that thing. And we've been friends for almost
Almost a year.
almost a year, and he helped me a lot with my tool because my tool lies in the media and marketing, not content creation. Basically, it helps editing the videos, and even this video will be edited by my tool. So I should less focus on marketing. Shifting back to Pohim, could you please start with your introduction?
Yeah, so I've been into e-commerce for over 10 years, actually. I used to have a K-beauty shop, which made seven figures in revenues.
Wow.
And then after grinding for almost 10 years with my wife, we decided to sell the company because it was just too much. We were at the situation where we either had to slowly die because of the competition or sell the company to make a profit from it. So we decided to sell. After that, I became marketing directors for several K-beauty brands and shaping their marketing, social media strategies and everything. And then I became entrepreneur again because, there's nothing like being your own boss, making your own decisions and just trying to create your own opportunities and story. So I became an entrepreneur again and I tried several projects. Some of them didn't work, and some of them have high potential and still working on them. So entrepreneur at heart, I would say.
So was it the only inspiration to become an entrepreneur that I don't want to work for anyone or because I want to work specifically in this thing. So I don't want to work anywhere else. This is my specialty. And most of the time people become entrepreneur because they don't get the job in that domain.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the main thing. But for me, it's I had some very good bosses. But at the same time, there were the ones that didn't understand the bigger pictures, the bigger vision that I wanted to implement with them. So it felt like every time I was trying to bring something new to the table, like some new strategies and stuff, it's a lot of convincing. And at the end of the day, you just get burnt out because they just either don't listen or they don't take your advice, they don't take your ideas, and you just see the way that they want things to do is not working. So at the end of the day, it's like I have this good idea, this good opportunity I want to check, I want to try, and that's just the unfit, I would say, just doesn't fit.
I totally feel you because I have a similar story. I did apply a lot of jobs, and entrepreneurship is a trait inside you that you come up with the great ideas. You can never work with you cannot go with the flow, basically, and you always come up with the ideas, but the manager or whatever who's in the top, they never appreciate it. It's
which is kind of understandable, right? It's let's say now I'm an entrepreneur. I have some teammates that wants to give me the vision and ideas and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm in the driver's seat now, right? So I have my own vision. So I can understand my previous bosses. Maybe they had their own visions they wanted to implement. So it's if you really have your own vision, I would say, go for it, right?
I would say it's there's one thing called focus as well. I won't say that that's bad what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is focus. Your team is like bringing a lot of ideas, but you need to align them with one thing. You cannot do thousands of things, and like if you're not focused,
Yeah.
like you're good. Like being jack of all is not good.
Ah, that's actually true. That's actually true. I would say in a career-wise, if you want to have a career, you have to be very good at something. If you want to be an entrepreneur, I think you kind of have to be good at so many different things.
You have to be jack of all.
Especially if you are like a startup founder, you need to know about accounting, you need to know about marketing, about sales, about HR, about tech, about there's just so many things you have to at least have some basic knowledge, otherwise you just cannot.
Agree. Yeah, I totally agree. That's true. I mean, I did the Transpify, which is now rebranded into VitalMe. So I have similar pain points that I had to do a lot of things which I never wanted to, but I had to. So
Yeah,
okay,
that's the worst, but yeah.
and that's the beauty as well. Because being an entrepreneur makes you expert in everything,
You have to learn. Uh,
and then you become so good that you can work with anyone in the world.
That's actually really like when I started e-commerce, I had no idea about e-commerce. I got a master's degree from international trade and business development, which is kind of related to business, but absolutely nothing to see with nothing related to e-commerce. So when I started the e-commerce, I had to learn how to make a website, how to create the pages, how to actually handle all the digital marketing
Crazy.
things. I had to learn on the spot, and now that's what I was getting paid for by the companies. They hired me because of that experience that I gained from learning myself.
Exactly. I mean, that's like you learn a lot of things that even like then you can never go broke because even if your company doesn't work out, if you fail or crash and burn or whatever, you can still go back and work with any company in the world because now the tool sets that you have acquired, they are like they can get you employed anywhere. So yeah, I agree. Same like in in my company, in my product, which is called ViralMe, there is a huge tech stack, and I had to build everything from scratch. I did not rely on the APIs, which is a stupid thing. I wouldn't recommend. Uh, I wouldn't
Because you're
recommend.
smart, because you're smart and capable, so you can make it yourself.
Yeah, but it costs time and energy as well because
Right.
when you're a first time founder, listen to me very carefully. When you're first time founder, you got to focus on building a wrapper, just 10%, 20% improve, sell it quickly, get like $120,000 or something, $200,000, $300,000, and then exit it and then go do the research, do your things from scratch. Then you have money, you're not afraid of going broke. But when you're just first time founder, bro,
Don't try to change the world.
don't
Just try
exactly.
to make some money first, survive, build some stability, and then you can dream bigger, right?
Uh,
Totally get you.
yeah, I'm like, I have scar tissues. I have scar tissues to prove that. That's just true. That's so true. And now I meet. I mean, I feel. Yesterday, I met a guy. He's going to also be the guest. He's also gonna be the guest on this podcast. He told me like he built a wrapper and he's quickly built something, used some APIs from this tool, and like he improved like 10%, 20% from the existing products, and now he's selling it for like $230,000 something, and he already made good money from that. I mean, he has already made 200,000 something more than that from that
Wow.
tool. He has already made more than that from that tool, and they had like crazy strategies. Once we get it here, we'll get
Can you
into
share
detail
more?
more. That would be like, and then he's like exiting now, and now he's tension free. He doesn't need to worry about cash. He can do innovation now.
Now he can dream bigger. He can do bigger stuff, right? He can
It's
take
stupid to
bigger
me.
risks.
Yeah, that's a stupid to me. So yeah, and like that's why you're here because I think learning from success is good, but I think learning from failure is much better.
Oh, I love that actually. Like I love that. Every single time I see that a project is not growing fast enough, that's a learning lesson to why it didn't grow fast enough. Is it because of the sales? Is it because of the marketing? Is it because of the vision, the strategy, the execution? So every time there is some roadblocks, that's a way for you to improve actually on the future project that you have.
Exactly. Let's talk about it a bit more. Like, so how do you how do you test it, evaluate it? Let's say let's say I'm your client. How would you evaluate me, like on the basis, like, for example, I'm not getting leads. I'm like doing social branding. I'm putting posts. I'm publishing. I'm posting every day, and my post doesn't isn't is not getting reach. It's not getting a lot of reach. So what advice would you give me, or how you would approach this if you were leading this all the branding? How you would approach this problem?
Then maybe I can tell you the story of one of the first startup I started.
Perfect.
So that will be more relatable to like my experience, right? So earlier when ChatGPT just launched, I wanted to create a project that teaches the influencers how to use AI and how to leverage AI. In the concept, that sounds like a very good thing to do, right? Because that's like educating the influencers who can really benefit from using ChatGPT for their scripts, etc. But in the end, when I tried to launch that, I had some influencer event, inviting influencers to show them, etc. Like really workshops. I had to spend the money on that and all of that.
I saw that.
And then after trying that for a few months, I realized that even though the problem is actually there, like trying to solve someone's problem without them thinking of it as a problem, like literally trying to change their lifestyle, is much harder than you think it would be. Even though like you can see the problem that they will be having in the future, because the if you keep up with the tech, you know that this is going to change their job. And people who leverage ChatGPT for content creation usually can come up with 100 scripts when you work on a single script, right? It can help you brainstorm new ideas and everything. So even though the problem solving was there, the solution was there, just that the market, the reception of the audience was not there. Like
Wow. Okay.
I was showing the tool to them, teaching them how to use it for free. They didn't have to pay anything. They just had to join the community to keep learning. But even just that action of having to learn something new was too much. So that was like one of my first failures. Is like I thought the idea was great because there are two different markets. The tech world is really tech oriented, tech focused. So ChatGPT was really marketing for tech people, right? Not too much for the normal people. And the influencer world is really disconnected from the tech usually. It's like if you think of beauty influencers, they have no idea about tech. They just do their thing in a very simple, non-tech way. So the two market was actually, if I could
Right.
connect the two markets, I would totally break the game. However, it was just too hard to change people's lifestyle, to make them want to adopt the new tech.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because people, I think it's a human trait. Like when you try to when you try to change the habits, it's really hard to break the habits. Like there's like
It's so hard.
addictions.
Mm.
And if people are you, I mean, I learned this thing from many people, like the one who actually have done exits. They said like we build this tool and we start marketing, and the companies that have already integrated the other tools, even though
Yeah.
that is not helping them, but still they would be like, hey, you know what? It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Have to migrate, and like we have to invest more money in migration.
that's absolutely right.
And
So I think before starting any project, it's really about defining and going very deep into the targeting and audience.
yeah, but I mean, but it's changeable. Habits can be changed. It just you have to like probe specific nerve in a human body. Like if you grab that nerve, you can really change the habits.
The problem has to be painful enough to drive changes. But
Wow, that's a good line.
going again to the influencers, they're already creating content, right? They're already successful in their own ways. So the pain point was not strong enough. It was just not strong enough. Like
I
leveraging
see.
AI
I
to
see.
create more content was not a value proposition that was strong enough to make people want to take action. Some of them did because they saw that their content creation process was not very efficient. They were struggling to create content and stuff like that. These people actually got very interested. However, the people who were more successful already, they would just be like, I'm already successful. I already create great content. I don't need you.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Mr. Joshua, whatever. I don't care. Yeah.
And for me, actually, my target audience was the more successful people.
I see.
So I could get the smaller fish, but I couldn't get the bigger fish.
I see. I see. Yeah, I see. So like one quick learning from this thing. What would be that? Like one quick learning is that what would be your take on, like, what did you learn from all this experience from your first startup? It's like, how would you describe it, like, in 2 lines?
From this one, I would say try to tackle a problem that is really painful. Painful enough to drive the demand. Because if it's not painful enough, you're just trying to create a new market. And creating a new market is like, it's extremely hard. It's like, if you're Apple, you manage to create something revolutionizing, but usually like it's really hard if the pain point is not strong enough. And that goes the same for business people, actually. I really believe that even people in business, marketers, entrepreneurs and stuff, they will really adopt a new service or a new tool if the pain point is strong enough, if it's painful enough. I would say the second takeaway from this is timing as well. I still think that
That's good.
I still think that this would definitely work as soon as AI is more mainstream. It's becoming more and more mainstream. But I would say it's still missing some little features here and there to make it super easy to adopt. As soon as it does, man, that you will see that even the biggest creators will jump onto the AI bandwagon. They will.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's so hard to convince people because even we're not trying to sell them anything. Like, we're just trying to make their life more better.
Yeah.
You can go there and like, hey, you're making $10,000. I'm gonna help you make $20,000. But you have to learn something new. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, I would say actually it's the same for us, right? It's like for you, maybe it's a new coding language or stuff like that, and you just don't want to. For me, it's like adopting new tools for marketing. I know there are so many that could help me, or even productivity tools or project tracking tools. You know, there are so many tools that could help us. But it's like, oh, I have to learn something new again. Oh, fuck it. I'm okay the way I am right now. Right?
I don't want to break status quo. I'm good with this thing. I'm already making $10,000. My table is filled with food. I have a good coffee. I can take pictures of that. I'm good.
So yeah, the pain point was just not painful enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, the people who really wanna, like, who are really hungry, they jump regardless.
Yeah.
And but like, yeah, it's all about skills and also the problem. How big is the problem? Like ChatGPT, when ChatGPT came, it was like huge revolution, and then everybody jumped towards it because it was not like slightly improvement. There were already chatbots, right? But
this one was just like on a different level. Yeah.
It was totally different level.
It just opened a new perspective. It's like you didn't know that there was such a big room after this door, right? And
exactly.
Once you open that door, you just see like, wow, so many opportunities out there.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I mean, there was no such thing as feedback loop before that. Even nobody was researching on that. Yeah. It was like first OpenAI company when they launched this thing, and then hey, now you can whatever response you get, now you write it back and it will understand. It will keep the previous memory as well. That was like, wow.
That was a dream come true. As a marketer, like I always dream of something like that. And now we have it, and we can just use it on a daily basis for very cheap and stuff. That's amazing.
How do you use it in marketing?
I use it for brainstorming new strategies. I use it for content creation, script, planning, scheduling. Literally, it's like it could do my job 10 times over. I'm not even joking. As a marketing director, using AI, I could literally replicate myself 10 times over and even better. Because like everything comes from the input, right? The quality of the input defines the quality of the output. It's like if you just ask random shit, you get random shit back. That's normal.
Garbage in, garbage out. Yeah.
But yeah, as a marketing guy, I had to really think about how to ask the questions and define clearly what I want from it, so that I can ask the proper question to get the proper feedback. And thanks to that, like, now I can execute so much faster on any ideas that I have, on any concept that I have, because I kind of understand how to ask things.
Did you try to educate your team on that?
I tried extremely hard because you cannot build that understanding of marketing just because of the chatbot. It's like ChatGPT at the end of the day is a
I
reflection of
see.
you. It's like if you don't have the knowledge to ask the question, you just don't get anything back. And that's the issue that when I try to educate my team that are slightly less educated or experienced in marketing, they just couldn't get anything near the output that I was having.
So it's more like you should know what you're going to ask.
Definitely.
You should know what you are trying to ask, and you should have the know, because you are the one who's driving the car. And ChatGPT is the, like, you are the ChatGPT is just your assistant, and you're telling it, hey, I'm gonna go this way, blah blah blah. You have to take it with you.
Absolutely. Like one of the mistakes I see my other teammates do is like they try to ask very generic questions. They all be like, I need to create a marketing plan for next month. Create a marketing strategy for me. You know, if you start like that, yeah, you get some bullet points, you will get some outline. That's good. That's a good starting point. That it's better than starting from nothing, right? But then they will stop there. They will not go deeper. They will not personalize. They will not customize the prompt.
Exactly.
So in the end, they just get a marketing strategy for, very generic, very basic, without any value.
Exactly. That there are so many memes on that. Is like ChatGPT is saying, "I have no fucking idea what you're asking." So,
Which is, yeah, basically, yeah, that's it.
this is where my road ends. So, I mean, yeah. You must have, like, I build my, like, in my, like, if you go to the Viral Meter today, there's a video editor. There's a huge timeline. Uh, People charge like thousands of dollars just to build that timeline, that the editing timeline.
Whoa.
You know what? I built it through ChatGPT. I built it
Damn.
completely through ChatGPT because I'm the expert in algorithm writing. So I was writing algorithms, but not in code, but in English, like a normal English. And I put that English into ChatGPT, and I was like, hey, code this thing, code this logic. Exactly, you know the logics, you know the algorithm. So you're the guy who knows the everything. And then you can drive the ChatGPT in the same way. Like, and just like you say, the team is like really, they are just beginning. And same in our field, the software engineers who are just beginning, they don't know the algorithm shit. They just go in the right, make me the timeline that can edit my video. Chat is like, fuck off.
Chat is like, yeah, take this trash and use it.
Yeah, Chat
Be
is,
happy, take this trash.
yeah, like, and this is knowledge. This is what we call experience. And that's where you have leverage. And what, like, yeah, you talk about some mistakes that, one of the mistake that you mentioned your team is making is not going into the deeps. How do you see, like, as a brand strategist, how do you see, like, biggest, like, what are the mistakes that a brand make when they're just starting out? Like, what do you think
Like,
they?
ever since ChatGPT, one of the main thing I'm seeing with brands is they're not leveraging AI at all. Like literally, they're not even leveraging AI. They don't have a team or even team member that knows about AI. So they are so far behind in adopting the technology that that's the first mistake that they could make, right? Some of them try to outsource, but at the end of the day, it's like they don't know what they're asking. Even when you outsource, you need to be very intentional, right? You need to ask the outsourcing team or the outsourcing company to do the work, but they don't even know what to ask yet because they just don't know about what AI is capable of.
Yeah.
So they're not leveraging the power of AI at all. The companies that do, actually, yeah, those are thriving. Those are like, instead of posting one content a day, they post like 10 times a week now.
Exactly.
And that's the minimum. It's like now they know how to leverage content and they can customize things so much more. The companies that don't leverage AI, they're so far behind right now. They still use the content production team, which is comprised of 4 or 5 people, different people. So they could save so much money by just having one person that knows AI, do all these things, but most of them are still using 3, 4, 5 people that are less qualified. So every campaign takes more time to execute at the end of the day. And every campaign is also less performing than one guy using AI.
That's true. That's true. Coming up with the, and like, and what are the advices that you would give, like, just about, like, you should, is it like they should leverage AI, or like, like it will be like really generic advice, I would say, like, just use AI. But like, you, how would you say, like, if you have to advise, let's say I don't know anything about ChatGPT or about AI, and I want to build my brand, what are the advices you would like to give me to have?
Well, if you can't learn AI yourself, hire someone who can.
But like, how should he learn AI? Like, what is the beginning? Like, is it just about learning ChatGPT, or like, is it what strategies do you recommend to him? Like,
Actually, I would say, first of all, look for tools because nowadays there are so many different tools that leverage AI in a different way. ChatGPT is one of them, but then now there are so many tools that do different things, like even yours, right, for content editing. There are AI tools for literally almost everything. So if you really have a specific need, look for tools first of all. If you can't, or if you don't have that capacity or even time to spend learning about what's happening in AI or stuff like that, try to hire someone who has that interest of learning, someone who wants to grow, someone who is always trying to keep themselves updated. Nowadays, I think skills will not even be my principal, like my first criteria when I want to hire someone. I will hire someone who shows that they want to learn, that they're interested in learning. Because seeing the speed at which AI is growing, every week there's something new. So if you hire someone who is very qualified for today and that is very self-confident or whatever, but stop learning, this guy in 1 month or 2 months, he's going to become slowly becoming obsolete, right? But someone who keeps learning, they will keep updating themselves, they will keep seeing what's new, what's coming. These people actually, I think those are the people I want to hire.
that's great. That's great advice. I think that's for everyone, not just for the content creator. That's for everyone. Like the one who are the software engineers or content creators or marketers or recruiters, whatever. You gotta learn. You gotta stay up to date with the tools. If you are not,
It's going so fast, and just using a tool can change your life quite literally. It's like one tool can replace an entire team. Your tool could replace a video editor, a videographer, a content planner, like, right? So
wait. We're not replacing anyone. Disclaimer: we're not replacing anyone. People will become afraid of us. So, I'm
that's
just
for the
kidding.
entrepreneurs to be more cost effective to grow their business.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly. I mean, like, the video editors can leverage this too.
Yeah, actually.
They waste, like, one of the feedback screenshot I shared with you. The guy said, like, I literally spent 12 days making same shot, which this tool made in like 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
Like, 12 multiplied by 24 hours. That's crazy amount of time. You can build three. I can build 5 startups in 12 days.
No, but yeah, time is so precious, especially for entrepreneurs and people in business. It's like every single day, your business could be ruined. The kind of reality, right? It's like your business can go down.
I mean, yeah, this is the most interesting time we are living in. I mean, like, there is one company coming up with their greatest LLM model, and then there is another company. Hey, wait a minute, hold the fuck my beer. Let me show you my LLM, and then, like, the race is like a really crazy fast. Like, there's a company coming up with the closed model, and then there is a open source community which is coming with the open source model. Oh shit!
It's wild. It's wild.
But that's, at the end of the day, that's great. I mean, we are at least progressing towards something great. And now, one of the things I say, define it. We're dividing the power.
Right.
The rich are becoming afraid because even the poor people, the people on the bottom, they can leverage those tools and build the great products, and they can get on the top.
Actually, I think that's one of the best thing about AI, really. That just not entirely, but that give chances and opportunities for people with less background or less financials, you know, that give them the chance to also make something and ride this new wave.
Exactly. Like, you don't know anything about web development, let's say. And you said, I learned web development. Now, if you have ChatGPT and you want to build your own platform, let's say, and
Absolutely. Or you didn't come from a very nice school that teach you the best skills and stuff. Now you can still learn, right? and that makes the difference. It's like access to knowledge that was kind of gatekept before.
Exactly. Rich, yeah, that's why like the people like on the top, they're literally trying to push back AI. Like, this has the security loophole. It has like access to my data. Fuck you. You're only afraid because now people from the bottom, they are coming on the top
They're
slowly.
taking some shares of the cake. Yeah.
Exactly. Now the power is distributed equal. You know, Elon Musk took 20 years to launch rocket to the moon. Now with the tools that we have, I think it's going to take 2-3 years.
I think so. Yeah.
I
Like
mean, he
everything is
literally
going to
that's
accelerate. Yeah.
and now that's why he's like too much into. I think AI is a very dangerous like bullshit. That's a bullshit. We control AI. I'm an AI engineer. We control AI model. We control. It's just weights. We control weights, and if we fuck up the weights, the AI will be stupid. It will behave stupid. If we like. The tuning in is in our hand, but like people are stupid. People are
I actually think AI is becoming kind of scary to me, to the point where it's becoming more intelligent, right?
yeah.
And it will be more intelligent than us.
I
So
hope
the
so.
way that case with Facebook, Meta, which the LLM started to create a new language that human couldn't understand. So they had to shut that down, right?
That's not true actually.
Not true?
I know, yeah. The thing is that there is something like I should like explain it in a noob way so that you. So when we have like a bug in LLM during the training, it starts spitting out some random numbers.
So there were no meaning behind it.
Yeah, there's like some random numbers, so it means that it's not training well. It has diverted from it starts spitting out some random shit, and somebody took the screenshot, and then I was
Okay.
like, hey, it's created its own language. Shut the fuck.
But I think it could though. If they are more intelligent than us, they could combine English with Chinese with whatever. It's not language. At the end of the day, is just a tool for human to communicate.
I mean,
If AI managed to create their own code, like language coding to communicate
it will
among
do
them,
it.
I think they could
It will do it. It will do it. Definitely, it will do it. One day,
one day.
one day it
Hopefully,
will.
we'll still be alive then.
Yeah, one day it will be. I mean, I'm not. We will be controlling the people who are non-technical. They should be offered. We were not offered. So-
Yeah, I think technology is good but scary at the same time.
yeah, that's a great insight. How? What do you think? Like, what social media platform is good for like promotion and how? Like, which one do you think is faster to grow? Is it Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or Thread, or
I
LinkedIn?
think that's kind of the not the perfect approach to deciding which platform to use. I would rather say define your audience and then build where your audience is. For example, for your tool is targeted to content creators. It's not targeted to tech people actually. I think that like coming to your tool
Right,
as an
right,
example.
right.
Like one time we discussed about the fact that you wanted to position your tool into the tech industry. And I was telling you that at the end of the day, if you position there, that means you're competing with all the different tools that are over there, right?
Exactly.
Instead, I suggested that your tool is targeted for a certain audience. So bring your tool to that audience directly. So for example, if your company is about a service targeting to a mass audience and you really want that to become viral and stuff, so I would say TikTok, Instagram, Meta are good places to advertise. But for example, for my business, when I wanted to create something for influencer marketing consulting service, that means I was targeting professionals, like people into business, marketers.
Right.
So for me, the platform to reach was LinkedIn. So it really depends on what service you are selling and what audience you are targeting. Then you can decide accordingly. Like if you are targeting professionals, because you are more into B2B and stuff like that, then LinkedIn is a better platform for you. You will get so much more traffic, leads, and even DMs and contacts from LinkedIn rather than trying to push your campaign on Instagram, YouTube, or whatever.
I see. Because of more professional people are on LinkedIn.
So
And
really, yeah, your audience is going to define where you should focus more. But I would say still post on everything at the end of the day. It's like,
right. Looking at my strategy that I'm going with nowadays. Like I'm trying to do some guerrilla marketing. I'm trying to create some viral content, and I'm not going with the traditional this is the thing, buy it or don't buy it, like that.
Mm.
I was like, not like that. I'm like, I was slightly like the way big brand goes usually they do. So I'm like, I'm opting that strategy. So how do you see that? Like, what advice would you? What can I improve further? And what are my loopholes? So what advice is that you would?
So maybe we can start with how you're approaching your marketing right now. So I can give you like feedback based on that. Because you just said that you wanted to do it like the big brands, right?
Yes, exactly. Like let's say
Let's say Apple, because I think we had a chat in which you were positioning your tool as an Apple, like lifestyle changing, like,
exactly,
and then
exactly.
I told you that big brands can do that because that's what they are selling. But your tool is not selling a lifestyle change. It's not
Hmm.
selling a lifestyle, comfort and stuff. Your tool is problem fixing. Your tool is literally like the problem is video editing can be very time consuming, can be very hard. You have to learn all the process, all the tech, all the tools. Your tool is here for simplifying everything. So actually, your tool should be positioned as problem solving, not lifestyle enhancement or not recognition, social recognition or stuff like that. It has to be so much more straightforward. So I think in the chat we were talking about like Apple does Apple things because they're trying to get you into the ecosystem. They're not selling like, hey, if you buy that, that's going to fix your problem. They're just telling you like, buy Apple because it's the best. Yours, however, your tool, Varomi, is really problem solving. It's like you are using all these different tools, but my tool is here to make it so that you can edit faster. You don't need to learn all these things. You don't need to learn this tool. You don't need to learn the transition, the cut, and all of that. My tool does it all. So it's yeah.
One of the thing I learned from all these brands is like, I mean, I'm a big fan of Steve Jobs. Uh, I wish he was alive. I'm a big fan of Steve Jobs, and like he usually say, the whole world knows that we don't talk about the absence of product, like talk about the absence of product. So that's actually what I was trying to do. I was not trying to sell like, hey, you know what, this can edit your video. Everybody's talking about that. Everything, there are thousands of video editing platforms that are like, they have like ads placed on Instagram or TikTok, and like they're like, hey, this will make reels, and this will make this. All bullshit. I tried most of them. Literally, I'm telling you honest, because this is my business. I have to try. I have to see.
Yeah.
There's a big company, Captions. Not that
Cap.
big, not that big, but pretty. One of the things that I
Mm,
like is they are moving fast.
mm,
They're introducing new features every day,
mm.
and I like that. But still, they are not perfecting one feature. They have like 10 features. So does I have. but but at the end of the day, it become mess because
Mm.
nothing is working fine. Nothing is working perfectly. And yeah, that's what now I have stopped building new features. I'm focusing on just creating viral shots and then
Mm.
doing end-to-end editing. I was like, that's my only solution that I'm going to focus on till the end of this year.
I think it's much better actually. I think that approach, instead of trying to offer so many different things, be the best at one vertical, at one thing, one feature. And then you can start expanding from there. Once you have that loyal user base that use your tool for that specific thing, then you can introduce new things to expand your offer. But at the very least, you need to be good at something.
Yeah, exactly. That's where like I want to do everything. I want to change the world.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we talk about that so much. It's like, yeah, you always have these great ideas, so many different options, features, etc., that you want to implement, and then you delayed
The launch,
the launch for like
6 months. It was really like the first MVP that you saw, the first version I launched. It
mm,
was fast. It was quick. It
mm,
was only limited to captions, and you saw that you liked it. And then we moved towards the version 2. But then
yeah,
it was like, and then I shut down everything.
and then you wanted to totally move to video editing instead.
I
Wow.
wanna, you know what? I wanna change I wanna build an ecosystem. So-
No, that's a great vision to have But I think, yeah, the execution, especially in nowadays, because everything moves so fast. Like
Yeah.
Steve Jobs back then, it was still slow compared to now, right? It was like things were just getting started. So things were not moving as fast. And in order for them to move before, they needed a lot of capital too. It's like you couldn't just build your AI tool or your software company. It was not that easy. Nowadays, it is easy.
Pretty easy.
So I think, yeah, what applies before cannot really be applied nowadays too. It's like the settings are different.
Makes sense.
We can even talk about like housing. Back then, the generation of our parents, they could afford to buy houses. Our generation can't afford that. So we can't apply the same logic and the same system that they used to have because the world is just not the same now.
Yeah, I mean, that has been that has been the nature from the beginning of the world. It's always you have to adapt. Yeah, if you're not adapting, you will be obsolete, as you well said before. Yeah, that's one of the strategy that I had, and but yeah, as I learned, I'm a first-time founder. I had to learn a lot of things. I'm still learning. I still need people like you, and I have a couple of good friends, great friends. They really mentor me a lot of time, and yeah, this is I think you're damn right. Start with one feature, be an expert of that, and then scale. Then think about scaling. Yeah, but so coming back to the marketing and branding, I have built this great feature now. This is like everybody's liking it, and now I'm trying to build. Now I'm trying to promote it actually. But I'm struggling it because I used to have a great reach before that, but now I don't know. Someone is like fucking doing some like blocking me or something. But now my post is not having a lot of reach. Even on LinkedIn, I used to have like a lot of reach, but now it has gone. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's all about the messaging. And like I would say marketing is a lot more complex than it sounds to be. It's like it's so much more complex. If you really understand the game, there are so many different rules that comes into it. And it all combines together. It's like if you miss out on some of these rules, you just don't get it. So I would say it's a combination of different things. First, your audience. Do you have a message that resonates with your audience? Because at the end of the day, you want people to use your tool, right? So if your message doesn't convey that to them, they will just not resonate with you. And so I think, first of all, let's talk about your audience. Can you define your audience, your target audience?
Sure. My target audience is the people who are just trying to build their social presence on YouTube or in TikTok or Instagram by having a visual appearance, it doesn't mean that showing the cafe or the cakes or like different thing or coffee. It means that filming themselves, they are educating other people. They're talking about something interesting in their life. And it's called building self branding. So my target audience is those people who are just starting out, who doesn't have any idea about editing. When I wanted to build my brand from the beginning of the humanity, but the problem is the like how I don't want to learn editing. This is the reason I built this tool. Literally, I have no reason to build I could have built. I love building coding tools, but this is like I want to build my YouTube, but I don't want to learn editing, and that's why now I'm looking for the people like me who wants to build social brand, but they don't want to learn editing or they don't want to do editing themselves.
So I think just from this alone, I can see that your targeting is already in a different places.
Okay.
Because first you started with video creators, which totally agree. You are targeting people who want to create videos, right? So video editors. And then you also talk about people who want personal branding. And then you talk about people who show themselves, like podcasts and stuff. Those are already different audiences. You see what I mean?
Okay.
It's like your message to someone who wants to build personal branding will already be different than someone who is doing podcasts, than someone who is looking for video editing tools. For the video editing, like video creators in general, there will be a tool that simplifies the process and everything. For the podcast, your messaging will be more like this tool can cut your content and save you so much time. And it's more features oriented. It's like this tool will cut your podcast, saving you 3 hours into all this cut, showing the faces and stuff. For personal branding is also a different message that you're going to send to these people. for them, it would be like, you don't know where to start, you don't know how to start. So this tool, you just need to shoot your content and upload it here. And this tool will create some viral shorts that will feature you into a different styles and stuff. So you don't need to edit your video yourself. So it's like kind of different proposition for each of them. So I think for you were trying to just put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the definition of the audience can really change your messaging. And we are just scratching the surface. We can go even deeper on that. We can go deeper into like from which countries, from which regions, for which categories. Like, do you want to aim people who are already creating content, or do you want to aim for people who are inspiring to create content?
Inspiring.
That in itself is already different audiences as well. It's like different segment
Exactly.
of video creators.
Yeah. Yeah, the newbie is actually the one who doesn't know anything. They just want to build their brand. And yeah, that's right, actually. And so what should I do? Like, should I make different
You cannot.
marketing videos?
I would say you cannot. You have to just decide on one niche, one target audience, one segment, and start with them. Once you get some traction from there, you can expand a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then keep on expanding, because they are going to make the noise, the traffic, the organic growth, etc., that you need in order to keep growing. If you don't even win one segment, you will not win any of them.
Interesting.
So I think for you, actually, like I know you think that you would love to onboard people who are not creating content yet.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually think you will aim for people who are already creating content, but want to create more content.
Okay, and also wants to go viral, because let me get on the point, because the reason is since the tool is end-to-end editing, so there is no such tool, as far as my knowledge is concerned, there is no such tool that do end-to-end editing. There are tools that you can guide, from I need the zoom in this tool and I need B-roll, that's it. That's the limitation of the existing tool. But in this tool, you don't have to tell anything. It's like, this is my video, take it, and I'm going for coffee, whatever. And it does everything. It's like there's an agent running inside. It's like, okay, this part looks good. Here should the zoom should come here. Here should the B-roll.
That's why I would say, target the people who are already creating content, but are not successful yet. I mean, successful, not big enough yet.
Not big enough, yeah.
Because if they're big enough, they most likely have a team. They outsource a lot of the work.
Exactly.
But for you, it would be like the micro influencers, the mid-size influencers that are still grinding to grow. And for them, all they need is either more content or better quality content, right?
How do I find them?
Very easy. Like you just look at all the podcasts, for example, just select that segment, podcasters, and then look at all the podcasts that are getting some views, maybe less than 100,000 followers. All of those are your potential clients already, because they will not say no to having more content.
Exactly.
So those are people that already understand the needs for your tool. Meanwhile, if you target people who are not creating content yet, you have to assume that these people don't even know what to create yet. So it's like there's that whole education
That's a deep point.
that needs to go. So technically, it's like it would be so much harder to sell to them than sell to people who already need you.
That's a great point. Wow, like exactly. I totally agree. I actually the reason I'm appreciating it, because I face this problem that I started educating people actually. Hey,
Yeah, and that's a different market. That's a different business. So I think just defining your target audience can already change the whole game, because it's like top to bottom. It's like if your target audience is kind of misdirect, like you didn't target the proper audience, your entire marketing strategy is also like targeting to the wrong audience.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Actually, I'm trying to sell to like everyone. I'm stupid. Like literally, like the people who don't, like when I explain to the people who doesn't even create content, I'm like, hey, you can have like a lot of shots and you can film yourself, you can build your brand, and then the response is like, so.
Yeah, the
So
pain
what?
point is not strong enough.
So what?
They're not feeling the pain because they didn't start it yet. However, the people who are already in the game, grinding to be more successful, they will feel that pain point, or at least they will resonate with what you're trying to offer, because you are trying to solve their pain point. create more
Exactly.
content, go viral, and all of these things.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. I think that's a great takeaway that I should. I mean, the people who are like building similar tools, they can also opt this same strategy, like
Mm.
the one Poem is explaining. So I would take it like I should reach out to the podcaster, the one who's doing. And should I read their emails on YouTube or what? Like, should I go and search their content and see their emails or
I would say the best way you could market to these people is not by telling them things. Show them what your tool can do for them.
so?
Take one of their podcasts, use your tool to create these shorts, and just email them, DM them, and show them like, hey, I built this tool, and my tool is about transforming podcast into different, like 30 different shorts that could go viral. Here's an example I did with one of your episodes. Would you like to try it out?
That's
And
good.
then you can package a special offer, like if you try it now, I can give you a special discount or whatever. You can use some other sales and marketing tips. But yeah, your approach, since you have a tool already made, show them what they can do.
That's great. That's great advice. Yeah, I think that's a
Instead
lot of
of
work.
trying to convince people like, hey, I have one of the best tool. My tool could do this, could do that, compared to the
I
competitors. We
did
have
that.
this. So Do's is like you're trying to convince. But the best way to convince is to show people what your tool can actually do. You don't need to even explain it. It's self-explanatory. It's like your podcast looks like that. My tool made 30 short viral clips for you. Do you want to use my tool?
I totally agree. I have an example. This is how I made my first customer because he
Mhm.
was like the trying to grow. You're damn right. It's like he's in the starting category and he's like he knows
Mhm.
the problem. He has a pain point. He has the scar issues and he's like, and when he listened my pitch, this is why I'm everywhere in every event because sometime I find the potential client customer and then he was like, can it solve this problem? Yeah, it can. And then he was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it.
Mhm.
So you are right actually. And instead of that, he like I didn't have to sell him.
Mhm.
He had a problem and he bought it. And now I'm like trying to reach out to everyone. Hey,
Mhm.
oh, okay,
You know,
I
yeah, your first customers, the loyal customers, will be the best selling point for you later on. It's like now you have some use cases, people using your tool on a regular basis.
mhm,
You can show the result they got
mhm,
using your tool. So you get all this snowball going. But you
exactly.
first need your first customers. Like aim for 100 customers, loyal customers that need your tool and use your tool. After that, it will just snowball from there.
Exactly. Interesting. That's great advices. And what I'm gonna implement how and one of the most let's move on. Like how should brand prepare for these upcoming changes that AI is bringing? Like let's say my tool is bringing, and how like for that brands that what are the advices for them that you would like for the upcoming changes? You have already explained a lot of things, but
It really depends because at the end of the day, the branding will change
Mhm.
depending on each company. Even two tech companies can have different branding, different visions, different missions, different objectives, right? So it really it's hard to generalize branding. It's really personal. It's really customized to each brand, how they want to approach it, what they really want from it, what they're trying to, you know.
How do you okay?
It's like trying to compare two founders.
That's right. Any favorite influencer? Do you have like any person that is doing like great work, or anyone in your similar field that you are very inspired of, like, or you wants to have a coffee with? Like, let's. These are two different questions. I wanted to ask this after that, but
Wow.
let's say if you had a one coffee, if you could have one coffee with anyone in the world, I ask this question every time. Who would
For
that
me,
be?
that would be Elon Musk.
Elon
To be honest,
Musk.
yeah, this guy is just out of this world.
That's right.
He just take on a very big challenge that people say, "Oh, you cannot do," and we just do it. Let's say, but at the end of the day, it's like I look at what he achieved. and he just made something that looked impossible possible, and not in one industry. This guy is touching everything:
Exactly.
cars, rockets, AI, robotics. That's something that I really admire about him. Not talking about personality, just about achievement and what he contributed to. And
Ye-
even OpenAI, actually, he was one of the founders of it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, in the future, he'll be talking about me in the same way. So,
I hope so. Yes, I definitely hope so.
I mean,
Who would you want a coffee with? Steve Jobs, isn't it?
yeah, I would love to have a Steve Jobs. I'm a big fan of him because I love people who give back something to the humanity, like some teaching, either some teaching or something. Because the people who I learned most of, I mean, the people from who I learned things, I admire them and I appreciate. So from Steve Jobs, I learned branding, I learned marketing, and I learned how like human psychology, human behavior, and also about like focus. Steve Jobs has a saying that I mean, focus is a PhD
It's
itself.
so hard.
It's a
Oh,
different thing.
it's so hard to stay focused nowadays. Distraction is everywhere.
Exactly. I see his same video. I saw his same video 10 years ago. It delivered different message. I saw after 5 years it delivered completely different message. And now if I see it again, it delivers totally different message. So it's like a timeless video. His words are
Focus.
timeless, flawless, and that's why I really admire. And yeah, that's one of the guy. And I really like a lot of people's. There are this is a different thing to build something to be rich, and it's a different thing to build something for the sake of humanity so that humanity can make money.
Mm.
So and it results it ends up making you rich as well. you know
Yeah, if you solve someone problem, then they will
it
pay you for that. So
there's a famous like a Webflow, like the founder of Webflow, he made this tool, and his I love his line. I saw his video. I'm only discussing these people. These are because these are successful people, and I get admiration and learning from them. I usually don't. We don't like success. Like real G's do not discuss other people. They have their own stories to discuss. I have my own life stories. So, but like these are successful people, so we can discuss and we can learn from
it can
them.
inspire you to
And one of the things that I learned from his life is he said like I made Webflow because and I feel very happy because people use it to sell to their clients and they make thousands of dollars. They pay us $100, let's say, and they're paying us $100, but they're
but they're
themselves
making a
making
thousand.
$1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is where I came with the vision that for every dollar Viral Me makes, our client should or our customer should make $100.
That's a great take.
For
I
every
love it.
dollar
I
we
love it.
make, our customer should make $100. Like
So
I
it's a win-win for everyone. So perfectly.
exactly like I'm really good at coding. I can build tools overnight. I can build some really fucking dating apps and a lot of these things, and I can do quick exits. I'm really but these doesn't align with my vision. Maybe I'm gonna do it for quick cash. I'm not that good a guy. Uh,
Speaking of dating apps, I saw that LinkedIn is going to I saw an article on my way here. LinkedIn is going to introduce a dating features within LinkedIn, and I think that's freaking genius.
Interesting.
Because like so far dating apps are like Tinder and stuff like that. So it's more like appearance and look based. But now LinkedIn, they have the knowledge about your background, professional background and stuff. So I think if you can manage to match with people in the same area or the same level in your career, that's actually a very good value proposition.
So you are giving me advice. So like I can build a product that utilizes
Professional
LinkedIn.
background based, or even leveraging LinkedIn. Yeah,
Cool. That's
I actually think that could work.
you know what I have it has been 1 year I'm working with Viral Me Transmify usually, and I never took a day off. I had like I s- I only sleep when I feel tired. Otherwise, I'm working 24/7.
Yeah, I know that.
I
You're
mean, it doesn't
crazy.
matter if I'm not feeling sleepy for 48 hours. I'm on the laptop. I don't care about sleep. I don't have parties. I don't have any fun things. So if whenever so on this Saturday, I'm going to have my first holiday, and you know what I'm gonna do on this holiday? I'm gonna make a new app. This is going to be my holiday
Why do you call that holiday?
because I'm so excited about that app. It is not a dating app, but um, it's gonna be like we're gonna call it break the ice.
Oh,
We're gonna call it. I'm a disclaimer. It's a disclaimer. Please don't copyright for Khan Ali. It's called Break the Ice app, and you already got it from the name. It's gonna Korea is having population decrease, and we're not helping in population. We're not creating any you know what I mean. We're not creating any that app, but it is gonna break the ice between strangers. And you know how our goal is to just make, because now I have learned so many things from. I'm gonna take one day off from Viral Me. Monday I'll be back to the Viral Me, but in one day I'm gonna finish the whole app.
damn.
I'll be like, my co-founder will be with me. We'll start from the morning. We'll code till the night, whatever it's gonna
And
take.
then-
On the
and then
Monday
ship.
day, we're back to the Viral Me. So in one day we'll be like fucking working 24/7.
I think actually no, the loneliness issue is rising, and loneliness is like very broad term to include like dating or meeting new people, making friends, socializing, etc. That could definitely work.
I need quick cash, bro. I'm like, fuck everything. I want to build something now that can sell quickly.
Dating up with the professional background. To be honest, like
Quick.
as soon as I read that, I was thinking LinkedIn. Holy shit, that could actually work, like legit. If I was single, I want to meet people that are somewhat at my level, maybe better, but not. I would often not look at people that are starting in their career, that
We can still
don't
help you.
understand me at all.
Yeah, okay.
Think about it. Are you single?
Of course.
Which type of woman would you like to meet? Ideally, would you like to meet people who you don't know about their background at all, or would
You
you
shouldn't have
rather-
asked this question, man. My
or
God.
would you rather be able to meet people who you can already see their career or have a better idea of who they are professionally? I think that
You know, I'm gonna get a call from 4 or 5 different women. Why did you say you're single, motherfucker?
I mean, if that helps.
I'm gonna cut this part, okay? Why did you say single?
Sorry, you can cut that part.
Okay, so, but yeah, you make sense actually.
There's a huge demand for that because like there are so many people who are not dating nowadays, especially in South Korea. But worldwide, it's like a pandemic coming. People being lonely, people not finding people to date with because they are too, the vision, the career, everything is apart. The only thing that people are using nowadays was Bumble, Tinder, and stuff like that. And those apps are mainly based on your appearance. And that, that's good for one night stand, but that's not good for like long-lasting relationship. You want people that could somewhat match with you.
You know what I'm gonna break? I don't know if I should put it out because I still need to work on it, but it's gonna be more like a focus on. I'm gonna utilize this data because you're right. We can connect these apps to get the data, but it's more. It's like the reason is I think the intermittent the deep connections are only formed when you. It will start with the biggest problem is how should I break the ice? How should I get started? This is where the man struggle. This is where I don't know if women struggle or not. Women are born with privileges, but a man does struggle with this. How should I break the ice? So, yeah, that would be like just one feature revolving around that problem statement, and and then I'm gonna focus on what you advise as well, like having the background because at the end of the day, if there is going to be connection, we need to have a data about them. And that can be professional. LinkedIn is a great platform to have.
Yeah, think about it. we attended a lot of these entrepreneurs events and stuff like that. Our background, we had that connection. It's like we are both interested in entrepreneurship, or funding or investment or stuff like that in that industry, right? That was a conversation starter.
Exactly.
Without that, it's like we would not we would not have any connections, right? I think people's background, professional background, is one of the defining feature of their identity. It's like
Exactly. And yeah, I mean these kind of absolves fast. So I'm gonna focus less on innovation. Fucking focus on making money. Fuck the morals for like a month. So,
as long as it makes money, that means that you achieve something, man.
yeah, I mean like I'm fine now. I'm like focusing on more like quick cash. I need to get quick cash, quick whatever, and then I can invest in viral me or because this is something huge product. Now this is like there are a lot of features and managing it is becoming hard for me. I cannot manage with two people. It's like I need like at least 5-6 people to manage because everything is my own infrastructure. I'm not using even a single API.
Wow.
It is so private. I mean, we have a lot of leverage. Like there are so many platforms that you send a video to, let's say Opus Pro or whatever caption, they send your data to some 10 APIs other platform, and your data is now not private now. It's like existing in other 10 other databases as well. But in our case, it's not the same. You send the data to Viral Me only owns that data. Sole ownership. It doesn't go outside of Viral Me database.
That's good to know.
Yeah, that's a huge privacy thing.
That's definitely important. However, is it a pain point for most of the creators?
Um, I won't say it's a pain point, but
I think a lot of creators do not care.
yeah, they
To
don't
be honest.
care. No.
They just don't. It's just like we know that it's actually a problem, but is it a problem big enough for them to consider that as a value proposition? I think most
Yeah,
of them will not consider that as a feature or option that makes them buy a tool. They will
exactly.
not.
I'm not promoting it even. I'm just since we were discussing it, so I just point came in my mind. But yeah, I mean like having it's not like I don't have main features. It's like what they have as a side feature, I do have those things as well. So yeah, that's I'm not trying to brag, but
No,
I
self
cannot
promotion is important. I mean, you made it. So
yeah, let's coming up to the last question.
you prepared questions.
Coming up to the like, I want to keep it to the personal touch because you have already told like you put one coffee and like any yeah you didn't tell me. Oh, you have already told like your favorite personality is Elon Musk and lesson learned.
Yeah, if you have any question about your tool in specific, maybe that could help.
Um,
Like, what are you struggling with in marketing? So we talk about the target audience, which really changed a lot of the game. Do you have any other questions or things you want suggestions on?
I think I learned a lot of things from you, specifically focusing on the specific people. Even when we say specific people, the definition is huge. That's what I learned from you. And what else? What else advice you would like to give me? Like, you think like if you were like starting out the selling part, like you are going to start focus on selling, creating leads. What would be your strategy? How would you approach this problem? But
So you have a tool that helps content creators create more content.
yeah,
That's
edit it very well, get more views,
those are
get
like
professional.
So I would definitely use influencer marketing because they are the ones that actually use your tool, and they are the ones that they are the target audience. So it would make sense to use one of them to promote to the others of them. So collaborate with some podcasters, offer them your tool for free as a collaboration value that you give them. If you like, I know that you may be tight on budget, right? So instead, really just offer them the tool for free. That is already value for them, so they can try your tool. They can create some use cases with your tool. In exchange for giving the tool for free, you can promote what they used, what they created. So it's like a win-win solution for both of you. you can offer that to as many podcasters that you want, because technically the only cost is computing power, right? Your cost is computing power, their cost is nothing.
Yep. Yep.
So it's like a win-win situation for all of you guys. So that would be one of my first approach. The second one would be to create content on your own too. I would say try to take some podcasts of very famous, popular podcasts that are performing super well and use your tool to kind of repurpose them.
Right. Right.
So you show people what your tool can do instead of just telling like, hey, my company is this, blah, blah, blah. We are video, AI video editor, etc. No, just show them.
That's what I have already started doing. I have started hitting that venue, taking the famous podcast, and like I'm trying to edit the EO Studio podcast as well, because I can see that they don't edit really well, and their shorts are even they don't even have captions.
Damn.
That's crazy. Like their shorts are super like they're just someone just, okay, this part is good. Put it out.
Yeah, maybe because they
fucking-
don't have the team for that, or maybe they don't want to commit more resources to that. So you have something that they would need, they would want. So just pitch them.
Exactly. I mean, like I'm gonna reach out to them very soon. Maybe within this week, because I'm thinking about launching on Product Hunt this week. So I think their videos can be because we tried on with their videos and it's outclass.
Damn.
The videos are fun.
I would say even if it's not perfect, it's still something more that they didn't have before.
It's way changed,
Right?
way different game. It's a different game. I'll show you the video, and I'm pretty sure they will love it. If they don't have any other obligation, they're gonna love it.
So I would say start with influencer marketing and also repurposing existing content. So you have one side which is more internal. It's like you showcase the tool, etc. That would be the main bread and butter. That's the marketing play. It's like we are not going to try to sell you anything. We're just going to show you. If you like it, you can try it. You don't need to force it. You don't need to convince. You don't need to like go into that whole talking.
I see.
Just show. That would be so much more efficient. Just show. Like,
Interesting. Thank you so much. These are wonderful advices. I'm gonna implement all of them. And jumping to the last question, what one thing people would be surprised to know about you?
about me.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, that's a good question. Usually, before starting to post content and stuff, I've been very private in my personal life. Like even though I was in influencer marketing for that long, for over 10 years, I never really posted content on a regular basis. I just every now and then posted an update or whatever. I never took it seriously. But I started being serious about social media. I started posting very consistently for about 3 weeks now. And results are really showing. So I think, something that people might find interesting is that how can this guy who is talking about influencer marketing never really took social media seriously until now? And now I'm really taking it seriously. So
that's
let's see where things go. But
yeah, that can shock people. Yeah, that definitely is a. And I'm really happy for that. I'm really rooting for you. I really saw the results, and I feel really happy. People in my creed, I pray for them. I just love seeing people around me being successful. I don't have any envy. So
me too, actually. I love seeing people around me being successful or make things happen.
you're
at least trying, like that drives me to also try harder, try better,
my creed success or my people's success is my success, because if you're successful, I can proudly say Pohim is my friend. I can proudly say he's my friend, and if you're getting successful, so I don't find any single factor of jealousy in that. So that's was a wonderful.
That's the mindset of successful people. They want other people to succeed.
Yeah, I mean,
so you already got it.
yes, we're just hustler, we're grinding, we're rooting for other people, and even if one day if we got successful, my main goal will be I want to be a multi-billionaire, and once I become multi-billionaire, I will create other multi-billionaires.
Mm.
So, so not just me becoming rich, every people I know, even if I don't know, I think everybody, the power should be equally distributed among the whole world.
Please become billionaire soon.
Uh,
I'm counting on you, Ali.
For sure, for sure. I mean, my God will make me one day. I have no doubt. I have zero doubt. I'm so much consistent. I'm so much focused on my work that
It will happen.
I never feel doubted. Like, the Warren Buffett used to say that he's like, he had a very famous line that I never doubted that I'm going to be rich.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
so I never doubted that I'm going to be a billionaire. I have no doubt. I work insanely hard, and that's the key. If I was just yapping in front of you, not doing work, then that's a different thing. You will have like inner.
Yeah, but I know how hard you work. It's like, yeah, you sleep at the office, literally. So
That's right. I like once my co-founder come here, I think he's gonna film. If he will film me, you guys will laugh the hell because it's like I'm like dead on the couch and.
You're one of the hardest worker that I know. Like,
maybe that girl will see this podcast one day, and she will laugh. Like there's a girl became my friend. They're not girlfriend but friend. She saw me and she's like, when are you gonna go home? I was like, let's say it's a morning time here, and I'm like, maybe tomorrow evening. So she was like, what? You're not gonna go home in the evening, like 6 p.m. And no, I'm not gonna go home. I'll go home tomorrow 6 p.m.
Oh.
So she was like, where are you gonna stay in the night? I was like, I will be working there. This is my place. So like, this is your home. Yeah, this is my home. I'm gonna stay here. And then she got so inspired. She was like, how much do you sleep? I was like, 2 hours. Damn. That's good enough for me to work. I was like, she got so inspired. She went on the top, like she was on, let's say, 13th floor. She's working, and she brought her 3 friends or more. And like, look at this guy. And she started like literally telling everyone in her team, like, and then the whole team came to me like, are you Ali? Yeah, I'm Ali. Well, she told me about you and like, nice to meet you. And then they went and they told their friends. And like, this is
yeah, you have that grit. It's like you are a hustler. You will make it happen because you are working hard on it.
Yeah, I mean, you are also working hard. It's not just about me. It's about we. I think it's just inside entrepreneurs. They share like they just.
It's like we just want to make it happen.
They just want to do
try.
something.
We will try to make it happen. We will work on it. Yeah.
We cannot sit down and like, what should I do? I just watch the wall.
There are so many opportunities out there. It's like staying focused and not trying to do so many things is the hardest thing nowadays. It's like so hard.
Yeah, so it's taking a lot of time, but yeah, thank you so much, Pohim, for showing up and coming to the podcast. I'm really, really grateful to you.
Thank you for having me. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm again very grateful. It was a wonderful discussion, and let's keep it going. Let's show the world.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Let's show the world who we are. Thank you so much, Birdie.